Why? Does I remind you of her? It's not very complimentary.
What I've just shown you is probably the most recognizable shot from Hitchcock's 1958 film Vertigo, a film that was voted by Sight and Sound magazine to be the greatest film of all time. Hitchcock's use of color in this film, particularly red and green, has been endlessly praised to the point of it becoming an iconic part of film history. But what if I told you a lot of this credit really belongs to someone else? This is Saul Bass. You've probably seen his work, even if you don't know it, from his posters to his opening title sequences. But what you might not know is that he also served as a visual consultant on films such as Vertigo. If you've seen the film, you know that Vertigo tells the story of a retired police detective, Scotty, who is asked by his friend to follow his friend's wife, Madeline, after she starts showing suspicious behavior. But what Scotty doesn't know is that he isn't actually following Madeline at all. He is following a woman who's posing as Madeline so that Scotty can be framed for her murder. After the deed is done, he meets a woman named Judy who looks remarkably like Madeline, and he gets infatuated with her. So what does all this have to do with color? See, Saul Bass has always been best known for his use of primary colors, and Vertigo is no exception to this. To be honest, I could go on and on about how beautiful every shot of this film looks to me just based on the color alone. But if you look carefully enough, it's undeniable that for Saul Bass, his work as a visual consultant held much more substance than simply making things look nice. Instead, like the best filmmakers, he made use of color to elevate the story. So let's go back to that shot I showed at the beginning. Now obviously, there's no individual way to interpret this use of green. That's how art works. There have been plenty of studies around color psychology and how we perceive color in film and so on and so forth. But since my first viewing, I've always been convinced that this green is meant to represent deception. And to figure out why, you only need to look at the character in the frame, Judy. From the first time she appears in the film, Judy's purpose in the story is to fool Scotty into thinking she is his friend's wife, Madeline. That is until he finds her as Judy, not realizing that they are the same person. So a lot of Judy's character is based around the theme of deceit. So is that what the color green symbolizes in this film? Maybe. Let's look at two more shots from the film. This is the first time in the film where Scotty sees Madeline. We don't know it yet, but in this scene, Madeline is actually trying to be seen by Scotty. And what do we find? Bass has again included green in the scene in Madeline's dress, but uses a different primary color, red, for the background. We'll go back to the red in a bit, but let's focus on the green. Saul Bass's combination of these two colors makes Madeline stand out in the frame, reflecting her own attempt to stand out to Scotty. On the other hand, there's this scene. This scene is Scotty's first time seeing Judy when she isn't pretending to be Madeline. Again, we don't know it yet, but Judy is now trying to stay hidden from Scotty. Once again, she is wearing a green dress, but this time she is framed between two green cars, making her blend into the background. So, does the color green in Vertigo symbolize deception? Well, all these scenes are centered around Judy deceiving Scotty about her identity in some way. So maybe that is what it symbolizes. But that's only the beginning. You may have already noticed that there are a lot of scenes I've shown that contain a lot of red, a color that in this case I think is being used to represent love. I see this as Hitchcock trying to say that where there is love, there is also deception. A pessimistic point of view, I know, but still conceivable. I mean, it's no secret when watching the film that Scotty and Judy, while in love with each other, are never really on the same page. While Judy consistently lies throughout the film, Scotty rarely leaves the role of a voyeur, always watching. This is a theme that Hitchcock carried through many of his films. And in Vertigo, Bass only elevates this theme through the use of color. As I said before, the use of green and red in this scene makes Madeline stand out in the frame. But this choice in color doesn't only reflect Madeline's intentions in the scene, but it also puts you into the perspective of Scotty. Madeline's green in a sea of red, deceit and love. To me, this symbolizes that Scotty has fallen in love with a lie. And by making you share Scotty's viewpoint, Saul Bass and Alfred Hitchcock have made you the voyeur of the film, an accomplice in this failed romance. Thanks for watching, everyone. I know it's been a while since I posted a new video, and I've got another one coming soon, so don't worry about that. I want to say thanks to my friend Billy for writing this video and trusting me to do it right. I hope I succeeded. Feel free to subscribe or watch another of my videos. I've got a few more out there. I do have social media, Twitter, Insta, Patreon, all that stuff. It's all linked in my profile and you can reach me there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.